So this is an event video, and I used the Leica M11. I started with the Fuji XFX20, or whatever the hell it is, EFX20, little flash. From what I knew, I was only supposed to shoot candid photos. But when I got into the event, they're like, well, you have to shoot the speaker, you have to shoot the groups, and I'm like, wait a second. So I did a couple, quick candids before anything with a little flash on camera, which I love. I love that look. But because I was doing groups and so forth, I figured I'm going to go get the other flash, which was the SF40, and that thing is just perfect for events. It's still lightweight. It has definitely enough power. It just works for me. Now, my first walk into the event, I always do a complete walkthrough to see where everything is, what I have to shoot. I talk to the people I have to talk to, and I go up to the front stage because I want to see where I'm going to be shooting from and what lens I'm going to need for a speaker, because I don't want to be in front of people during someone speaking. And then they had giant screens on either side, so I had to make sure I knew where their camera was so I can shoot at the opposite side of that so I wouldn't be on screen or in front of the camera. Once I got that down, I knew all I needed was the 35mm lens, because in every situation, even in the tight cocktail hour, I still had plenty of room to shoot larger groups. There was only one situation where I was, a little bit tight, but still had plenty of room and still had enough room for a 4x3 crop. I'm always thinking about the end result and the end picture, because I want to give a conformity with their images, with their finished images. Now, for the event, I shot for 3.5 hours. I shot maybe 326, 327 photos, no more than that. I had 6 out of focus photos. Now, this is a dark event, but I want to give you the tips and tricks for manual focusing in this type of situation, especially with a rangefinder, but this goes for every camera that you use. And hopefully you'll get some kind of good advice or tips and tricks out of this video, as raw as it is. I wore the camera on the lapel. I'm not good with this stuff, but I give it my best effort. So please, I apologize for the footage in advance, but hopefully the advice is better than the footage. Thanks for watching as always. Let's get to the video.
So I started off, like I said, with the M11, 35mm lens and the little flash on top, because I thought I was just doing straight candid. With straight candid, not many people are looking at you or directly at you, so I don't have to worry about red eye or anything like that. And this flash does a great job. And if there's only 1 or 2 people, it's an easy fix just in case I do get some red eye. But I wasn't sure of the amount of light in this place, because I figured I would be a little bit lighter because we were starting a little earlier. But in the event space itself, it was going to be dark. So that I had to fix immediately. And they told me, like, you're going to be shooting, the speakers and some group shots. So I got a couple candids with the EFX20, the Fuji, but then I had to go out to the car and get the other flash, because I didn't want to chance having, too much post-processing work and having that flash stress out too much. Because remember, it's only a AAA battery flash. In normal situations, it would have been perfect for this type of event, but because there was the groups and the speakers and so forth, I really wanted to cover myself. Also, the high ceilings, I'm not getting the flash that I want out of here. I'm not going to be bouncing it. I do tilt my flash up, and I'll show you later, with the card in it, and it works fantastic. But I'm doing a walkthrough really quick because I want to see where the podium is, where the speaker is going to be, and where I need to be when I'm shooting them. Because if I have to be further back, and if I'm going to be in people's way when I'm shooting them, I need a longer lens. And I have the 75 just in case I did need it. But I didn't. Because of the situation, where everything was, like, I had to see where the video camera was, and where I was going to be, and I just go up, take 2 shots, and I walk away. This is just me in front of this wall with the camera. I just wanted to show you how nice I looked that night. Anyway, I just shoot some, random photos of the setup. I do shoot, before everything's set up, I do shoot, some rim shots for the florist, I always send to the other vendors, the people who set all this up, because you never know, if they need them or so forth. Now, these are just the group shots. It's straightforward, simple group shots. And I'm using the SF40, the Leica SF40 flash, which would be the Nissan i40 or whatever they call it. It's a great little flash. This thing works like a champ. I mean, I don't need anything stronger than a 40. I know everybody wants the strongest, the most powerful flash they can for events, but you really don't need it. And for this situation, normally I'd want to pull out more of ambient lighting in the room. But this cocktail hour, the sun was still coming in through the window, except the back of the room. I wanted an even keel on all this. Now, the other thing is your white balance. I know everybody likes to set their white balance to auto white balance and hope for the best. Believe me, set your white balance to 5500K. This is what we as humans normally see. Our eyes do adjust color a little bit, but to get what you're looking for, set it at 5500 Kelvin and don't worry about it until post. I'm telling you, it just works like a champ. You're going to see your images the way you see them, while you're shooting them, which I love. So just a tip, before the LED lights came through, it was simple. Like, we knew that it was going to be like 3400 Kelvin. So we'd throw a filter on the flash and set our camera that way, and we get great pictures every time. But because of mixed lighting anymore, you never know what the color temperatures are going to be. So 3400. So here's the diffuser on the flash. And then you'll see that the bounce card is up inside of that diffuser. So I have the diffuser up, but then I slide the bounce card up into it, and then I still angle that flash at a 45 degree because I'm not looking for bounce off the ceiling. The ceiling's too high. But I want to get that flash up a little bit more and get a little bit more spread on it. That's the only reason I do that. And because I'm close with people with the 35 millimeter lens, I want to push that light around just a little bit. I don't care about the power because these 4 AA batteries will get me through 3.5 hours without any issue whatsoever. I manually set the flash to in between 1/64th and 1/32nd, and I go back and forth depending on, where they are. If it's a quick, I shoot this person and then this person, I'll just adjust the aperture really quick to adjust if I'm a little closer, a little further. For me, I kept it at like 1/32nd a lot of the time, and then I would just stop down the aperture when I needed to. Now that the room is somewhat set up and people are just starting to come in, I'm going to get the ambient kind of look for the florist and the other vendors, so they have some photos and they can share them on their website and so forth. This helps because, believe me, they send you business. Don't think otherwise. When you send them something, they're going to remember you. And if somebody says, "Hey, do you know a photographer I can use?" they're going to recommend you. I promise you. So take the time to get these kind of shots. It'll mean a lot to them, so much. And you never know when what kind of business they're going to send you. Now, as far as the room's concerned, I would usually go up to a higher ISO to get more of the ambient lighting in. But the only ambient lighting other than, the oranges, the stuff on the table, the candles, was that stage, which is the band stage. And I'm not shooting that direction if I don't have to. And I'm going to shoot the band, obviously, but just a couple shots. I just don't want to have to deal with, just an empty stage or a stage period with lights up there, because they just don't make great pictures. Now, when the people are coming in, I'm getting as many photos as I possibly can before they all come in, because I want to get a ton of people. I want to get as many people for the event as possible that came in. When somebody asks you to do a photo on their phone, don't even hesitate, just say yes. Now, in the back of the program that they have is a barcode for me, my name, my information, and they can go and download the images for free. Because this is a event for a hospital. There are lots of doctors and lots of high-end people that are donating. This is a charity event. And I said it before, charity events are just gold mines with future clients. I've gotten so many clients off of offering my services for these type of events. I can't tell you, and I always shoot portraits of the people I know. These two have given back so much to the community. They're the nicest people in the world. I shoot everybody. I get those portraits. I get the couples, and then I'll do some groups as well. But the couple shots, they're the ones that are going to download the photos, remember you, and they're going to call you when they need a photo. They're going to call you when they have an event. It's very, very important. Now, when shooting speakers, get up there, get 2 shots, and walk away. It is so important for you not to stand up there and take 70 shots because it's just irritating to people. Now, these are presentation of awards. The presentation awards, I always shoot this handshake here. This doesn't mean they'll never use this shot, but it gives me my flash and I get a quick look at what the picture looks like and what my flash power is. Then I can take the grip and grin shot. And I know I have my exposure correct. So always shoot that initial shot. Now, there wasn't many people on the dance floor, so I try to make it look like it was busy. There's probably 5 people on the dance floor. I just angle it right. Now, I'm just zooming in really quick to show you. This is dancing. I'm shooting with a Leica M, and they're still in focus. So for all you people that say you can't use this camera because it's too busy and too action shot, there it is.